The 2019 Metro Manila water crisis. The Metro Manila area of the Philippines faced a water shortage throughout the spring of 2019 due to the El Niño phenomenon that caused a decline in rainfall and droughts, which exposed the inconsistencies in the city's water infrastructure to supply water to certain parts of the city. The El Niño weather phenomenon describes the unusual warming of surface waters in the eastern Pacific Ocean. It occurs irregularly at 2 to 7 year intervals and produces widespread changes in the climate. In a normal year, the equatorial winds would gather warm surface water in the western Pacific Ocean, leaving cold surface water in the east, whereas during El Niño, the easterly winds bring warm surface water to the East Pacific, near the South American coast, resulting in cold surface waters in the western Pacific in areas such as the Philippines. The process of convection is evidently present in this phenomenon, when heat is transferred by winds from western to the eastern Pacific Ocean. This transfer of heat under the influence of gravity causes the less dense, warm surface water to rise, while the denser, cold surface water sinks. The sinking of cold surface water slows down the overall hydrologic cycle from taking more time for water to evaporate, then condense, reducing precipitation rates, and eventually causing severe droughts like that in the 2019 Metro Manila water crisis. The east zone of Manila and the communities living there were most negatively impacted by the water shortage. The zone's population increased from 3 million in 1997 to 7 million in 2019. As a result, the 1,600 million liters per day allotted to the zone, taken from the Angat Dam, was not enough to satisfy the needs of the individuals living there. In other words, the demand was more than the city could supply. Therefore, the East Zone's increasing population contributed to the negative impacts on the water supply of the communities inhabiting the area. Additionally, the Manila water firm developed a water augmentation and distribution plan to prepare for El Niño. However, a lack of proactivity from the National Water Resources Board and the Metropolitan Water Works and Sewer System pushed the plan into action once the crisis had already begun. So, the city's water infrastructure was unprepared going into the drought due to systematic delays. Manila Water's crisis management team restored water services in the city to almost 24/7 supply by mid-June 2019 through an implementation plan. This plan completed supply augmentation projects on target and distributed the resource equitably across Metro Manila.